Hey, it's Bill Heinrich with True Life Purpose Now. Here are the five biggest stresses and problems for business owners. The first one is not surprising, it's financial pressure. Most business owners list financial pressure as the undisputed heavyweight champion of stress. It's a constant gnawing concern that permeates every decision, and often it dictates the rhythm of their daily operations. The worry over cash flow is perpetual. It always goes on for business owners. Is there going to be enough money coming in to cover the expenses? Can we make payroll next week? What happens if a major client delays payment? Or worse, what happens if they default? Unexpected expenses come in, whether it's a piece of equipment breaking down, a sudden jump in utility costs, or other costs that affect the business, or unforeseen legal fees. That can throw a meticulously planned budget into disarray and trigger immediate anxiety. Beyond the day to day, there's the broader challenge of securing sufficient funds for the operation growth and expansion of the business. This takes money. This often involves navigating the complex world of loans, lines of credit, seeking investments. Each process has its own set of pressures and unique uncertainties. The burden of managing debt can be immense, with the interest payments eating into profit and the constant fear of defaulting. Then there's the intricate dance of ensuring a timely payroll, a non negotiable obligation that can keep owners awake at night, especially if revenue's tight, because business goes up and down. Adding to this complexity is the ever present need to navigate the whole complex tax regulations, which are changing all the time, and it requires specialized knowledge. You just can't handle the taxes on your own anymore. This is another layer of cost in an area for massive potential error. Ultimately, the fear of financial instability, declining revenues, or the ultimate failure of the business always looms large in the business owner's mind. This isn't just about losing money for many, it's about the failure of their dream, the livelihood of their employees, and a real personal investment that extends far beyond the monetary value. I worked with a client in Hawaii, an organic farm, on expanding his business. He had tried something that didn't work. The way he was marketing and doing everything didn't work. I came in and wrote a simple business plan for him. And with that business plan, very simple, that I oversaw the implementation and execution of, he took care of the production. The biggest problem that he had was managing production for the growth. I handled the sales end of it, and we grew the business 500% over the next 3 years. But it was done because of the understanding of what capacity we had the capability of growing at. Very, very important fact. Number two, work-life balance. Very delicate. Work-life balance or the lack thereof. The romanticized image of an entrepreneur often looks at the severe toll on work-life balance. The reality for most business owners is excessively long working hours, which quickly lead to burnout, exhaustion, and a perpetual feeling of being on call. When we're working for somebody, we think we have a tough boss. Mm-mm. The toughest boss we're ever going to have is right here at night when we're trying to go to sleep. That's when our inner critic comes out and really comes after us. The boundaries between work and professional life blur to the point that they vanish. Everything gets integrated together. Emails are coming in at all hours. Urgent phone calls interrupt the family dinner. Your mind is constantly racing with business concerns, even during what's supposed to be downtime with family, and you're not able to connect with family. The relentless pace invariably leads to profound sacrifice of personal times, hobbies, and social relationships. The biggest problem with this is your perceived notion of having to work for fear of loss. This means that weekends become catch up days, vacations are often cut short, rescheduled, or spent connected to our devices. And friendships suffer due to the lack of our availability for connection. And even when we're with friends, we aren't connecting with them. We're thinking about the business and the stress that comes with this. So the business initially, and it manifests as a difficulty to disconnect from work. Even when you're physically out of the office, the mental burden persists. That's the biggest part of it. This often results in sleep deprivation, minds racing, to-do list, problems, concerned about future plans. The culminative effect of the imbalance is a significant impact on the overall well-being, leading to increased stress, anxiety, irritability, and even physical health problems. This is very, very common. The business, which was meant to provide freedom, ironically becomes a demanding master, locks you down, it traps the owner in the cycle of endless work. The toughest boss we're ever going to have is right here, the inner critic. The third one is managing staff and human resources issues. As your business grows, the complexities of managing the staff, the human resources issue become a significant source of stress, regardless of the number of employees that you have. One of the primary challenges is recruiting, training, and retaining high quality employees. Finding individuals who are not only skilled, but also they're a good fit energetically for the company culture. This can be very difficult to accomplish. Once you've hired them, training them effectively takes time and resources, and then a constant battle of retention, as losing good people leads to significant increased cost, productivity dips, and added recruitment burdens. High turnover is a particularly painful stressor as it means constantly restarting the cycle of hiring and training people. Beyond recruitment, there's the day-to-day stress of mediating conflicts, addressing performance issues, and handling difficult employees. Employees get hired and fired for the same reason, their personality. Think about that. So whether it's a dispute between team members, an employee consistently underperforming, or a sensitive personal issue affecting their work, the situation always requires delicate handling and often very difficult decisions. Most business owners bear the responsibility of ensuring compliance with labor laws, which are constantly evolving and vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction. Missteps in this area can lead to costly fines or even lawsuits. Finally, fostering a positive, productive work environment is an ongoing endeavor that requires emotional intelligence, leadership, and consistent effort, all which contribute to more on the owner's stress load. The fourth one are the time and pressure from heavy workloads. The stereotype of the business owners wearing many hats, it's not just a cliche, it's a profound source of stress. And this is true in businesses, regardless of the size. The overwhelming number of responsibilities and the task across all the various business functions can really be crushing. And you have to understand that the owner doesn't necessarily have the talent or the capability to handle all of these things effectively. Business owners are, responsible for sales, marketing, operations, finance, customer service, product development, bookkeeping, accounting, finance. It goes on and on. It demands a workload that creates a constant feeling of being behind schedule and struggling to meet deadlines. The calendar is perpetually full, and new tasks seem to appear faster than the old ones can be completed. This continuous race against the clock leads to rush decisions, errors, and pervasive sense of inadequacy. It just adds to the pressure and the challenge of prioritizing and delegate tasks, often with limited resources. Small businesses, there may not be enough staff, or the existing team may lack the necessary skills for the delegation of these duties, and the owner is responsible for them, but doesn't know how to get them all completed. This means This means that the owner often ends up doing everything themselves, which only exacerbates his workload or her workload. The pressure to always be productive, to maximize every minute, and to drive forward momentum without adequate support leads to significant mental and physical exhaustion. It makes it difficult to maintain focus and effectiveness. A client I'm working with now that's in a major expansion in their business, we're always looking at the things that are in front of him that need to be taken care of, that are obligations that have been handed to him that somebody else can handle, and the most high priority things that he needs to handle himself. It's really important to have someone from the outside giving you good guidance in this area. And the last one is market competition and the uncertainty in the external environment. It presents a complex web of stressors for business owners, primarily centered around market competition and not knowing what's happened, especially in today's world. Now we have artificial intelligence in play. The landscape in business is not static, it's a dynamic arena where companies have to constantly innovate and adapt to stay ahead of competitors and be on top of evolving market trends. Or the next thing you know, you're behind the eight ball, you're losing clients, and business is going down. It requires continuous market research and awareness, strategic planning, all while the competitors are vying for the same business. The fear of being outmaneuvered or that a new technology or a business model could render your offerings obsolete is a constant background hum of anxiety. Beyond direct competition, there's significant anxiety stemming from economic fluctuations, inflations, and all the unpredictable consumer demands. A sudden economic downturn, and we have seen this in the last few years, where it's just in the last few months with President Trump in and the tariffs and everything going on. The markets are up and down, things are up and down, manufacturing stuff. Automobile prices are going up. They're shutting down factories. They're laying people off. The shipping companies are laying people off. This cripples sales, creates rising inflation, and erodes profit margin. And it shifts the customer's confidence to even move forward and continue their economic trend of spending money with you. So you may have something that was a popular product or service and it becomes obsolete overnight. There's so many different areas of stresses, and it's important to learn to manage the stress. This is my expertise, is showing people how to remain detached and how to handle things in a very effective way without the stress, but being connected to what's going on inside of them, where you can operate at your highest energetic level, always keeping your intentions in mind as you continue to expand and grow yourself personally, your business, and all of your employees are expanding and growing. Everything we do in life is a lesson, and the biggest lessons often come from our business experience. We don't separate life lessons from personal, social, and business life. They're all connected in one. If you have any questions or I can help you out or you'd love to talk to me further about this, you can go to speaktobill.com, speaktobill.com, get on my calendar. Would love to have a conversation with you about how coaching can help you double, triple, or 10x your income and revenues. Have a great day.